Welcome to the FRC Historian. Today, I'm going to be talking about some of the similarities I saw between the 2017 and 2018 Eastern Einstein Finals, so St. Louis and Detroit respectively. One of the things that I saw interesting once I came back after the smoke cleared was that 2018 and 2017 for both finals were actually very similar. While looking at the 2017 and 2018 Houston Finals, I saw that in 2018, there were 6 alliances, 6 beat the other 5, 5 beat 4, 3 beat 2 of them, 2 beat the last one, and 1 went 0-5. Except in 2017, when the Robonauts and Sister Circuits were upset in the finals. So today, we're going to be looking at the St. Louis and Detroit ones and how similar they were. Of course, one thing to note is we're not only looking at teams who are in the same division, because if you want to hear about that, the Daily Alliance actually won both years and had 2767 at the helm both times as the Alliance captain. Now, and another thing to note is that the Darwin Alliance went 1-4 this year, but last year they were the world finalist. So let's look at some similarities. First off, let's look at the third rank alliance. In 2017, at St. Louis, the third rank alliance was Curie, and it consisted of OP, Theory 6, 384, and 1511. Okay, let's look at the third ranked alliance in 2018. Tesla, OP, Theory 6, 2869, and 6090. Seems like we have a bit of a crossover in those two. What's interesting is OP and 1241 were in the same division for 2 years. They went 3-2 both years, and they were almost in second, but they had a lack of points in the tiebreaker round, which is interesting when you think about it. Let's look at some more. So when you look at the first alliance, the team who won, of course, the first ranked alliance in 2017 was the Darwin Alliance, so that one isn't the same. But if you look at the alliances who won, who were daily both years, they had a record of 3-2. And if you look at it in daily, or in 2017 daily, the only alliances they lost to were Archimedes, the last ranked alliance, and then Darwin. Now, if you look at 2018, daily also went 3-2, only losing to Darwin, who was the last ranked alliance, and Tesla. Now it's interesting to see that because if you look at the 6th ranked alliance both years, Archimedes and Darwin respectively, both alliances only had 1 win, unlike the Houston counterparts, and those were against the world champion. And another thing to look at is there's 6 alliances in each year. The first year, there were 4 alliances that went 3-2, 1 that went 2-3, and then 1 that went 1-4. And what's surprising is that the exact same thing happened the next year. Isn't that curious? That's what I find interesting is that after 2 years of varying different teams, because there aren't too many teams who came up in the same alliance the same year. If you look at it, the biggest consistency is 2767 being in daily both years, and then OP and Theory 6 being in the same alliance for 2 years, with many new teams taking the helm in 2018. I find this very interesting because it's 2 completely different years, 2 completely different games, and yet it's almost a carbon copy. Of course, this year the 2018 world champion didn't lose to the team who they beat in the finals. They had already won that position, and they were rank 1 this year. It's interesting to see how, unlike Houston, the 6th ranked alliance was able to play strategy and was able to win 1 match against the world champion. And how OP and 1241 were able to play again in 2 different games, get the exact same record, same exact champ points, which was equal to the first and second alliances both years, and then miss out because they weren't close enough in 2017 because of match points, and in 2018 because of park and climb points. These are the things that I like to see and that are very interesting, that interest me about first strategy. Will it happen again next year? Probably not. But either way, I felt this was interesting. When I was watching the Houston champs both years, 2017, I saw Citrus Circuits and Robonauts. I thought they were going to win in the finals. I was wrong. But they did have that almost 5-0. In 2018, I was watching again, and when I saw that the Cheesy Poofs and Robo Wranglers were in the same alliance, I knew they were going to win. There were some wonderful alliances both years. In 2017, one of the alliances did upset them. There were wonderful alliances in Houston. There were many wonderful robots and wonderful alliances that went on. It's just that aura of predictability that was going around it. Now this next year, with many teams being able to come back, for instance, Black Hawk Robotics 3310 was on Einstein in Darwin in 2017. So will they make their debut again? Who knows? But with that ability of Western teams being able to come back to the East, I feel it's going to be interesting. And although there may never be another Festival of Champions, it's fun to see and speculate. Now what I'm going to say now is, first, the wonderful thing that I had, one thing I'd like to know is what teams you were on, if you're interested. If you can see my earliest videos, I like to make team videos, videos that commend a team for either a season or their best moments in their history to help commemorate teams, because not every team wins the championship every year. Not every team wins every competition they go to. Some teams are able to learn a life lesson from a year. So if you'll let me know what team you're on, if you're interested, and please, any other videos you'd like, because I like doing this, I just can't come up with too many ideas. So hopefully we can come up with another idea, I can make more videos, and hopefully you like this. If you don't like it, it doesn't have to continue. Thank you for listening. This has been the FRC Historian.